Pregnancy, it is supposed to be such a beautiful time in our lives. Many women experience morning sickness, but there are others who go through something way more severe, way more debilitating. It's called Hyperemesis Gravidarum, or HG. In fact, I was diagnosed with it in my first trimester. I had it with my first child as well. But this time, I felt more compelled to learn more about the condition and the stigma many women face alone.
Pregnancy sometimes appears picture perfect, but the reality for some women, including myself, looks something like this.
This is too much.
White flag.
Chris had to take me to the ER.
In a recent documentary on HBO Max, comedian Amy Schumer opens up about her experience with
Hyperemesis Gravidarum.
Acute morning sickness, which in her case seems to be all-day sickness.
Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge, struggled with it in all 3 of her pregnancies.
It's like calling a hurricane a little bit of rain. It's not the same thing.
Dominique Albrecht knows all too well. The San Diego mother of 2 beautiful children endured it during both pregnancies.
I think there is a misconception that hyperemesis is morning sickness, but it's not. It's severe, debilitating nausea and vomiting that has a significant impact on a woman's life.
And it's the reason Albrecht contacted me after I mentioned my diagnosis on the morning show.
You know, you've known about this for a couple of months now because of just how sick this baby has been making me, hence while I'm working from home.
I wanted to reach out to you and let you know there's resources available, that you are not alone. It sometimes can be a very isolating condition.
Dominique had never heard of hyperemesis until she found herself in the emergency room during her first pregnancy. She passed out from severe dehydration. Strong medication and IV fluids kept her alive.
I couldn't work anymore. I basically laid in a dark room for most of the day.
Dominique's story is not unique to the women who experience the condition. According to the Her Foundation, the global voice for HG awareness, support, and research, HG is potentially life-threatening, affecting 3 to 10% of women, or more than 6 million globally. It's characterized by severe nausea, vomiting, weight loss, dehydration, sometimes organ failure, and even in severe cases, death of mothers and babies, not to mention the financial strain.
People lose their homes, they go bankrupt, it's a significant impact. And there are times where, and I think, the Amy Schumer documentary did a good job of showing this, that you sometimes, even on your worst day, you have to get up and keep going.
It's a very scary time for women on top of feeling terribly, terribly ill.
Dr. Marlena Fazo is a Harvard-trained geneticist at the University of Southern California. An HG survivor herself, for the past 20 years, she's been the world's leading researcher on HG. The cause is still unknown, but a recent genetic study links 2 genes to HG.
Can women actually now, because with your research, go and get tested for this gene?
It's a very good question. We're not quite there yet. In order to do that, you have to get FDA approval for a test, and so it's not quite there yet, but we're getting there.
Dr. Fazo says what can be done now: improvement in standardized treatments and assessments. Dominique knows firsthand.
For example, thiamine is a basic vitamin that women with hyperemesis need to get to prevent neurological impacts, and they don't often get that.
I think a lot of women, like you said, they get missed because they haven't seen their doctor yet. They think it's normal. Children are at risk, so the baby is not, in the case of hyperemesis, always getting everything it needs from the mom. There's increased risk of autism. There's increased risk of neurodevelopmental delay.
I'm Stella Escobedo for News 8.